Hello everyone, I'm going to present to you a study with regards to people's organization training needs assessment in Mabini, Bohol. In today's rapidly changing environment, the communities must continuously adapt the new economic and social demands. The associations in Mabini, Bohol play a critical role in the fostering local development. Yet, many members face skill gaps that hinder their ability to fully continue to the growth and sustainability of these organizations. So, the training needs assessments are essential for identifying such gaps and ensuring that relevant training programs are designed to address these deficiencies, according to Pascual et al. 2022. Addressing these gaps can significantly enhance the productivity and impact of these associations within the community. The skill gap identified among the members is particularly evident in areas such as organizational management, financial literacy, and technical expertise that is related to specific community projects. So these limitations hinder the association's ability to grow and effectively met the needs of Mabini's residents. So the studies have shown that without targeted training interventions, communities often face challenges in adapting to new opportunities and improving organizational performance. So by pinpointing these training needs, this assessment aims to create tailored programs that will strengthen the associations and empower their members with the necessary skills for success. Furthermore, this training needs assessment is really timely, given that the evolving socioeconomic landscape of Mabini Bohol, as the community seeks to enhance its economic stability and also social cohesion, and also providing training opportunities for association members. It is really crucial. So effective training programs not only develop individual competencies but also enhance the capacity of organizations to adapt to changes and overcome the challenges. So this assessment will offer valuable insights for designing training interventions that align with the community's long-term development goals. So the objectives of this study or on this training needs assessment is to identify the specific skills, knowledge gaps, and capacity building requirements of the association members in Mabini Bohol. By evaluating the current competencies of these members, the assessment aims to um, determine the areas where additional training is most needed, particularly in the organizational management, financial management, and also the technical skills that is relevant to community projects. Additionally, the assessment seeks to prioritize these training needs based on their potential impact on the association's growth and development, and also providing actionable insights for designing targeted training that will empower members and contribute to the overall socio-economic advancement of the community. So now let's proceed to the methodology. The training needs assessment is primarily a quantitative, focusing on structured data collection to identify the skills and the knowledge gaps among association members in Mabini Bohol. As to research design, this assessment utilizes a cross-sectional survey research design allowing for the collection of data at a single point in time. So this design is particularly effective for identifying the current training needs and skill levels of association members. So by employing a standardized questionnaire, the research can capture a wide range of information from a diverse group of participants that will facilitate the comparison of responses across different demographics and associations with the community. As to research environment, Mabini Bohol is a coastal municipality known for its rich marine resources and vibrant local culture. So the community consists of various associations focused on fishing, agriculture, tourism, and also the community development. So the socioeconomic landscape of Mabini presents both opportunities and challenges, including a reliance on traditional industries and the need for enhanced skills to adapt to changing market demands. So the research environment is characterized by a strong sense of community, with the local associations playing a crucial role in supporting livelihoods and fostering social cohesion. So by conducting this assessment within this context will allows for a comprehensive understanding of the specific training needs that will empower members and contribute to sustainable community development. For the research respondents, the target population for this assessment consisted of members from various associations within Mabini Bohol. So the sample size of 50 members was determined using a convenience sampling approach, ensuring the representation from different associations and demographics or other places. Now, the survey also was distributed through in-person meetings. And we also have this research instrument. The structured questionnaire was registered form in the Extension Office of Bohol Island State University Kandihay campus and distributed to association members to gather quantitative data on their current skills and training needs. So the questionnaire are consists of two main parts. Part one, the profile of the respondents, in which this section aims to gather demographic information about the respondents. And for the part two, we have training needs assessment. So this section focuses on identifying the specific training needs of the respondents. And also for the data analysis, the collected survey data were analyzed using descriptive statistical methods to summarize the responses. So this included calculating frequencies and also the percentages to identify the overall skill levels and training needs of association members. Specific attention was also given to the most frequently mentioned areas for improvement, as well as the average self-rated proficiency across the different skill categories. And lastly, the limitations. The primary limitation of this quantitative approach lies in the reliance on self-reported data, so which may be subject to biases, such as overestimation or underestimation of skills. Additionally, the convenience sampling method may limit the generalizability of the findings. However, the use of the well-structured survey with the clear questions aim to minimize these biases and enhance the reliability of the data collected. Now let's proceed to the results and discussion. So this section again presents the findings from the training needs assessment conducted among association members in Mabini, Bohol. The analysis focuses on the demographic profiles of the respondents and their self-reported training needs across various skill areas. So this discussion will explore the implications of these findings, examining the skills gaps, and identify their potential impact on the community's overall development. Now let's start with the profile of the respondents. Again, this section will provide an overview of the demographic profile of the respondents participating in the training needs assessment in Mabini Bohol. So the gender distributed in the community reveals notable dynamics between men and women in terms of their roles and responsibilities. So out of 50 respondents, there are 31 who are male and 19 are female, indicating a larger male representation. So this distribution suggests that men are more commonly recognized as primary earners or household heads, often engaging in employment and or any related to farming, fishing, and manual labor. Despite the smaller number of female, okay, women are also playing significant roles also in both earning livelihoods and participating in community organizations. So many of the women in the data set are either widowed or single, that is placing additional financial responsibilities on them. So the presence of women in income generating activities, particularly in farming and small business ventures, illustrates the evolving role of women beyond traditional domestic responsibilities. So the gender roles within the community reflect a combination of cultural expectations, with men often seen as the providers, while women take on dual roles as both caretakers and distributors to the household economy. So this highlights a gender dynamics where men are more prominently involved in the labor intense and also have these leadership roles, but women are increasingly active in both economic and community spheres, particularly in cases where they serve as the main sole earners for their families. Okay, that's for the gender. Now let's proceed to the educational attainment. The data on educational attainment within the community highlights a predominant trend toward lower levels of formal education. So a significant portion of respondents, 25 out of 50, have completed only elementary education, while 21 have attained secondary level educations, and only two respondents have reached the college level and no formal schooling. So this reflects the broader regional and rural educational challenges where access to the higher education will remain limited due to the economic constraints and the demands of livelihood activities such as farming and fishing. Now let's move on to the civil status. So the civil status of the respondents reveals significant insights into the demographic structure of the community. So among the 50 respondents, the majority or the 29 individuals are married, while 17 are single and 4 are widowed. So this distribution suggests that the substantial portion of the community is likely to have established familial responsibilities, which can influence both their employment, um, and also the income levels. So the married individuals often face increased financial pressures due to the need to provide for their families, which may lead them to pursue multiple sources of income, as seen in the data where many are involved in freelance or on-call work. Additionally, the presence of the widowed individuals, okay, highlights the potential challenges that they face in the labor market, as they may lack the support of the partner, which can hinder their economic stability. And also, understanding the civil status of the community members is essential in designing targeted interventions that address the unique needs of different family structures, especially in areas with limited economic opportunities. Now, for the employment status, the it indicates a predominance of informal and flexible work arrangements within the community. So, of the 50 individuals surveyed, 43 are classified as the freelancers or an on-call workers. Well, there are three engaged in casual or contractual employment, and four holds the regular or permanent positions. So this distribution suggests a higher reliance on non-standard employment, often characterized by the lower job security and limited benefits, which can significantly affect individuals' financial stability. So the prevalence of freelance work may reflect the community's adaptation to economic constraints, where traditional employment opportunities are scarce. Okay, so the data reveals that main respondents pursue multiple income sources, as seen in the number of individuals working within the various capacities, often juggling between farming and labor-related jobs. And understanding the employment landscape is crucial for addressing the community's economic challenges and develop strategies to enhance job security and income opportunities. Now, for the household members, among the respondents, it highlights the trend and relatively larger family sizes, which mean there are some households consisting of 2 to 10 members. Especially 20 respondents reported having at least 4 household members, while 21 reported having 5 or more. So these figures suggest that the multi-generational or extended family having this living arrangement might be a common which influence household dynamics and also economic responsibilities. So the larger household sizes often implies shared economic burdens, as the multiple family members may contribute to the household income, particularly in the communities where informal employment and have this subsistence farming are prevalent. So, in this context, household with more members may face greater financial strain, especially in families where few individuals are employed, thereby intensifying the needs for communal and multi-source income strategies. So the average household size can also affect the access to basic services and also the resources, with the larger families often requiring more support to meet educational, health, and living expenses. Now, for the estimated total monthly income of the family, it represented in the survey reveals that there is a significant economic challenges that faced by the majority of the respondents. So the substantial number, which is 45 out of 50 households, reported an income of less than 10,000 pesos. Okay. That one. And this income brackets is commonly associated with the households engaged in formal and agricultural employment, where financial stability is prevalent. So the data also show that only three families um, fall into the higher income, such as 10,000 to 20,000. Okay, this one, and 20,000 to 35,000, highlighting the limited finance resources available to most families. So low income, um, the low income will directly impacts families' ability to access quality education, and not just education but also healthcare and other essential services that will perpetuating a cycle of poverty. So understanding the income distribution is critical for developing targeted interventions aimed at improving economic opportunities and livelihoods in the community. Now, on the data on the number of household members who are working reveals important insights into the labor dynamics within the surveyed community. So, among the 50 respondents, 40 families reported that 1 to 2 household members are employed, while only few families have 3 to 4 members and they are actively working. So this distribution indicates a reliance on a small number of income earners within many households, which can heighten financial vulnerability in times of economic instability. So the predominance of low income jobs, with many respondents engaged in freelance or the casual or on-call work, and it suggests that the nature of the employment is often unstable and insufficient to meet the family's needs. So this pattern highlights the necessity for community programs that aim at the skill that will develop their skills and job creation to improve overall economic resilience and well-being. So let's move forward on the source or sources of family income. Notably, some families indicated income from business activities, reflecting entrepreneurial efforts within the community. Although this constituted a minor portion of total income sources, this diversity in income sources suggests varying degrees of economic resilience. However, the predominance of agriculture also point to vulnerability to environmental factors and also the market fluctuations. So, enhancing income generating opportunities through diversified livelihoods could strengthen economic stability for these families. And for the nature of livelihood of working household members, the nature of livelihood among working household members reflects the community's reliance on traditional occupations, predominantly centered around agriculture and labor. Approximately 70% of the respondents identified their primary livelihoods as agriculture-related activities, including farming, livestock, and fishing. So this hyper percentage illustrates the community's strong connection to natural resources and its dependence on the agricultural sector for sustenance and income. Furthermore, around 8% of the working members reported engagement in casual or contractual labor, okay, which is often entails short-term or seasonal work, contributing to the instability of household income. The remaining respondents are involved in small scale businesses or entrepreneurial ventures, highlighting a limited yet growing trend towards diversification in income sources. However, the prevalence of informal employment underscores a lack of job security and access to benefits, which can hinder economic stability and growth within the community. Overall, while agriculture remains the cornerstone of livelihood, enhancing the diversification of occupations could contribute to greater resilience against economic and environmental shocks. So the data presents in the name or type of organization, ranges of the organizations that respondents are involved with, primarily reflecting their livelihoods and sources of income. So the prominent presence of the farmers associations suggests a significant reliance on agriculture within the community, which aligns with the region's economic activities. So these organizations likely provide members with essential support, including access to resources, training, and markets for their produce. Additionally, the local Fisherfolks Association indicates the importance of fishing as a livelihood for some households, showcasing the community's coastal or riverine environment. So the involvement of these members and vendors associations further emphasizes the diverse economic activities pursued by individuals in the area, reflecting their adaptability to local economic conditions. Overall, the variety of organizations suggests a community deeply engaged in both agricultural and informal markets, indicating a need for targeted training and development programs to enhance the efficacy and sustainability of these economic activities. For the role in the organization, in examining the roles of the respondents within their respective organizations, it is evident that a significant portion, approximately 92%, holds the title of a member, which reflects a collective commitment to participating in their community's agricultural activities and initiatives. These members play a crucial role in supporting the organization's objectives and engaging in activities that promote agricultural sustainability and also the community development. Meanwhile, around 8% of the respondents serve as officers, which indicates a leadership role that entails greater responsibility, such as decision making, organizing events, and coordinating efforts within the organization. So this smaller proportion of officers demonstrates the potential for leadership development within these organizations, highlighting the importance of mentorships and capacity building to empower members to take on more significant roles in the future. Overall, the distribution of roles within these organizations showcases a balance between active participation and leadership, and underscoring the value of collaboration in fostering community resilience and economic stability. And lastly, the technical or vocational skills like to acquire by the respondents. The data shows a strong interest in various training programs, with financial literacy being the most popular, attracting 31 respondents. So this indicates that the community values financial management, and also the um, tourism promotion and food and beverage also have high participation with 18 and 19 respondents respectively, highlighting the community's focus on skill development for tourism, which is vital for local economic growth. Other significant areas, including bread and pastry products or production, has a 19, and first aid and disaster risk management with the 13, reflecting that the community's need for practical skills for entrepreneurship and safety. In contrast, fewer respondents chose trainings like sewing with 2, suggesting these topics may not be as relevant or valued at the moment. Overall, the data shows a community prioritizing skills that enhance economic stability and quality of life, while also revealing areas that could benefit from more focused and tailored training. Now let's proceed to the conclusion of this study. In conclusion, the data reveals a clear preference for training programs that address essential skills relevant to economic stability and community development. So, the high interest in financial literacy, tourism promotion, and practical skills like bread and pastry production and food and beverage service indicates a community striving for self-sufficiency and growth in sector critical to local prosperity. Conversely, the lower participation rates in areas such as sewing and events management suggest a need for further engagement and awareness to elevate these topics. By focusing on these training opportunities, the community can enhance individual capabilities, foster entrepreneurship, and ultimately improve the overall quality of life for its members. Addressing these educational gaps would contribute to a more resilient and empowered community equipped to navigate economic challenges and seize growth opportunities. So, based on the data analysis from the respondents' profiles and training interest, and the following recommendations can be made to enhance community development and individual empowerment. First, expand training offerings. It will increase the variety of training programs available, particularly in areas with the lower participation, such as sewing, events management, and catering management. Given the respondents' profiles, most of whom have elementary to secondary education and low income backgrounds, focusing on practical and marketable skills can encourage greater community involvement and skill diversification. Next is the focus on financial literacy. Given the high interest in financial literacy, having 31 respondents chose the financial literacy training, consider offering comprehensive courses that cover budgeting, saving, and investment strategies. So this can empower individuals, many of whom are freelancers or casual workers, to manage their finances effectively. The third one, leverage local resources. Collaborate with local businesses and organizations to provide hands-on training and internships that align with the community's skill development needs. So the respondents primarily engage in farming or casual labor could benefit significantly from partnerships that facilitate practical experience. The fourth one, create a supportive environment. Establish support groups or mentoring programs that connect participants with the experienced professionals in their field of interest. This can foster networking and provide valuable insights for personal and professional growth, particularly for the respondents who are members of various associations. Fifth one, assess training effectiveness. Implement feedback mechanism after each training to evaluate their impact and areas for improvement. Regular assessments can help tailor future offerings to better meet community needs as indicated by the diverse interests of the respondents. And lastly, prioritize health and safety training. Given the inclusion of programs like first aid and disaster risk management. Ensure that the community members are adequately trained in health and safety protocols, especially in light of recent global health challenges. This is particularly relevant for those working in agricultural and local businesses. So these are the evidences of the respondents answering the community needs assessment forms, and also the sample filled out forms of the respondents, and a screenshot of tabulated data in a Google Sheet. Showing to you also the references of this study. Thank you for listening.